Well, here we are, Tuesday, no win again for me. Bugger. So, where was I? Zone 3. So, hang on, I've lost my cursor. There it is. So that case that predicts every week in the comments where I'm going to be was right this week. I did end up in Zone 3. Um, what do I think of this? Would I have gone that far left? No, I went further left than our average because I thought some of the judges would go further left. So I did go further left, but I stayed down here where I was. Um, our average was higher. It was roughly on the same sort of level. I think it's about 25 pixels out from the horizontal there, the up and downy. So it was nearer, but I'd gone further to the right than, sorry, further to the left, I think, than the average. I sort of stayed put. So, yeah, do I think it's that bad? I don't really. If I'm honest. Like I said, I wouldn't have gone that far to the left because our average was further to the right. The only reason I went that far is because I thought, well, some might go around that area there where the winning cross is. So the average would be about that sort of area. But there we are. Can't be helped, can we? Let's have a look at what the judges did. As long as the judging was fair, then, I'm not really one to complain. What we got here then? See, looking at this, they nearly all, or most of them went further left than me. Which I can't really see that myself, how they could have gone so far to the left. I mean, he's two over here, two there. We've got one over here to the right. I don't think that one on the right makes that much sense either. And then we've got that one there. So, what do I think of this judging? It's a reasonably sort of centered cluster, really, isn't it? It's on a big circle there, around that area. If they take anything out, it's probably going to be this one on the right. Not because it's too far right, certainly shouldn't be the case, because it's so far away from the cluster, if anything. But then again, isn't that top one there as well? A fair way away from the cluster. I think if they're going to take that one out, they really have to take that one out. And I don't watch the judging. I just get annoyed when I watch the judging because you hear them say things like, "Oh, well, we've got to think about it, and we think the average looks good where it is." That's totally irrelevant of how good it looks. The average is what it is. As long as the judging made sense, then the average is what it is. Whether it looks good or looks shit, it shouldn't matter. Otherwise, you're then just deciding where you think the average should be, and that should never be the case. But yeah, if anything, possibly that right one there, and like I think if they take that one out, they sort of have to take that one out. But let's skip forward and see what happened. Yes, they took Andy Braithwaite out from there. They've left the other one in, which has surprised me a bit. So it's pushed up further left, away from mine, further away from mine. But there we are. It is what it is. Zone 3 for me. I only own one ticket, so it's no big loss to me, which is, it still makes it fun without it being an investment. But I'll talk about that later on when we get the Revcomps and why I'm going to stop playing it. All right, let's have a look at this week's picture then, because I've had a quick look. Right then, I've gone there. I've chucked my first cross in there. Why is that, Matt? Why did you go there? Because it looks very conveniently in the centre of the empty space. It does. There is that. But I drew my first line from this guy, Stripey, on the right here. Well, they're both in stripes, come to that, aren't they? And I went sort of, as the first cross of the week, I went in that direction. I thought, yeah, that lines up with the angle of his head, his eyes, his lug because he's looking as though he's looking straight, isn't he? From his noggin. So I just went there for now. And then I looked at this fella, because they both look like they're battling for it. I don't think either of them have headed it or done anything with it. And I thought, right, okay, I got to intersect that line somewhere. And the best I could do, as first glance this week, because you can't see his other eye properly. So, you only really got that eye to go for. So I've gone there. I can't even see my coordinate now. Where is it? I'll put that one down as the first one of the week. 215685 7. That's my first cross of the week, and I've probably got this zoomed in by now. I don't know. Yeah, I will have. It's hard to say because I haven't edited it yet. I am still actually recording it, so I'll probably have zoomed it in, and it'll be less visible in this picture. You can't see the whole picture. But if you put my cross into your picture, you're going to think, that looks very convenient, Mark. It's like as if you haven't looked at the players, you've just looked at the empty space and put it in the middle. But it's just a coincidence that it actually works for me. So that's what I've gone this week. Like I said, 2156857. So let me know how you got on, because I know on Saturday, when we done Saturday's video, most people were much further to the right than me. The average was to the right, so there must have been a good few further to the right. Can't remember now, I'd have to look it up. And I went a fair bit further left than the average, so I think I might have caught a few of us out this week. And leave a coordinate for Saturday then, so we can have another look to see how far out we were next week. Right, let's move on to Revcomps. So as I hinted at earlier on, I realised I'm spending far too much money on Revcomps, because I'm buying tickets in every draw. I'm buying tickets on all the auto draws for the cars anyway. I thought, right, I'm going to cut down for a while, so I'm going to stop playing Revcomps for a while. In the meantime, I have got one on this Cupra Ateca, however it's pronounced. 4-wheel drive, 300 brake horsepower, ridiculous. Not a car I'm looking for, but I'd be happy to win it. 6,000 tickets, yeah, go for that. So I got one on that. And they're doing one of these mega draws because it's 6 years since Revcomps started. And you may or may not know that Pete, the father, one of the founders of Revcomps, he started because he'd won a motorbike on, I think it was on 7 Days Performance. I might be wrong, but I think it was 7, and that's what got him into it. They started their own company, Pete with his son Robbie. But then next Monday, they're doing this mega draw thing where there's one ticket. You got 6 chances to win with one ticket. So first prize is a Lamborghini Uterus, or 250,000. Second prize 25,000. Third prize 10,000, and then 3 prizes of 5,000. So I was going to stop straight away, but then I thought, oh, do you know what? If it's going to be the last one, 250 a ticket, just have a couple of tickets on it. 6 chances of winning with the same ticket, so it's worth a try, isn't it? So that's what I'm doing there. And auto draws, I'm on none of these at all. So I'm only on 2 things now. I've got one in next Thursday's draw and one in Monday's draw. So I hear you ask, what are you going to do instead, Matt? Well, because I was spending so much money, which when you look at, you don't realise at the time, and then when you look back, you think, Jesus Christ, I spent all that last month. That's nonsense. And it then becomes more an investment rather than a bit of fun. You go to the amusement arcade, you can play the £1 spin machines if you want to and put 50 quid in there, or you can spend 2 or 3 quid on the 10 pence a go ones and instead of a bit of fun and a laugh and possibly win some money. And I thought, yeah, is the fun going out of it? So I've decided there are some other sites that I play sort of regularly, not every week, but occasionally if something comes up. For example, what I mentioned just now was 7 Days Performance. And I've played this off and on for years, different things. But to put the fun back into it, just as an example, I instead of spending like £10 on one ticket on Revcomps, for example, what I did yesterday. Now, there's 2 draws tonight there that I'm in. But now, bear in mind, they sell hundreds of thousands of tickets on these prizes. So the odds are atrocious. But it only takes one ticket to win. And when that random number generator is picking a number, it's not looking at how many other tickets you've bought. Well, that fella's bought 100 tickets. We better make him win. It just picks out the number. And if it's yours, it's yours. So, you only need one ticket to win. But what I did was, I had 3 tickets just to keep the fun involved without any great loss on this Ford Focus with the cash alternative of 24,000. I also done 3 tickets on this Kawasaki Ninja, cash alternative 7,000, and that's only 5 pence a ticket. And there was another 2 I had 3 tickets on this BMW, or 50,000, and 3 tickets on this camper van, or 75,000. And buying 3 tickets on those 4 items came to £1.50, and that's all I spent was £1.50. I'll probably do these other ones for Sundays, a couple of cheap ones for Sunday. But I've just gone for the 5 pence, 15 pence, 25 pence. Like I said, I bought 3 tickets on 4 different vehicles, and it cost me £1.50. I can't buy a cup of coffee for that. So, you know, it puts the fun back into it, doesn't it? Without any sort of great loss. What's the other site? Aspire, I play now and again. I think I'm on 1 item tomorrow, camper van. But then there's Dream Car giveaways. They do similar things. Am I in this tonight? I don't think I am. Well, but I will be. I'll get a couple of tickets on this now after this. BMW or 23,000, 6 pence a ticket. Mini JCW, when is this for? 2 days time, or 18,000, 6 pence a ticket. What else we got? 89 pence. I'm not spending that sort of money. We got a few going on here. There's another one here, 9 pence or 20,000 for that Audi TT. But you get the gist. You understand what I'm saying here. You know, play these cheap ones just for the thrill of it. You're in with a chance of winning, and if you don't win, it's no great loss, is it? But yeah, I think I'll grab a couple of tickets now on that. I might spend all of 18 pence now on 3 tickets on that BMW, or 23,000, and maybe to round it up to perhaps £1, I might buy 1 or 2 on this as well. This Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. Hey, Mario. So there we are. So that's my news for this week. Giving up Revcomps. I probably won't even refer to them in later future episodes. Although I will for the next week or 2 because I've got tickets on it. But I probably won't bother. I'll just be pointing out what I've picked on the other sites. There's one on Aspire, which I haven't got up here on the screen at the moment, but Aspire comps next Wednesday. They've got a T7. If you know anything about your Volkswagen camper vans, the last iteration of the van has been the T6.1, and they've converted thousands of them to camper vans. But somebody got hold of a T7, the newest version, and has converted that into a camper. It's brand new. It's off-grid. It's got electric everything. There's no gas in it. So that's a cracking tool. I had 5 tickets on that. But again, that was pennies. I think that was about 30 pence a ticket. But for the price of 1 ticket on Revcomps, I can buy sort of 30 tickets on other vehicles or more. So that's what I'm going to do. Bring the fun back into it, Mart. Start enjoying it again, and stop treating it as an investment. In the meantime, guys, I think I've waffled enough there. Let me know how you got on. Leave a coordinate for the weekend, and good luck, everyone.